Good evening, Fighting Knights fans, and welcome to this week's Nightly Review. Our swim team is making its third consecutive appearance at the NCAA Division II National Championships this week, beginning Wednesday, March 11th through Saturday, March 14th. Tali Carmignani and Tyne Potheater return for the third time, while newcomer Rebecca Matthews will make her Nationals debut. Fans can follow the action all week long live on LynnFightingKnights.com. Softball had a 7-game stretch in 5 days over spring break last week, including a come-from-behind win over Post on Wednesday at the National Training Center. The Fighting Knights then defeated number 16th and undefeated Rollins in the Sunshine State Conference opener on the road over the weekend, but fell to the Tars 1-2 in the series. Lynn split a pair of games on Tuesday afternoon at the National Training Center, winning 5-4 over Maryville on a bunt suicide squeeze single by Sharice McHenry. Lynn will travel to Florida Southern this weekend for a Sunshine State Conference series against the Mocs. Men's golf finished second at the Southeastern Collegiate this week. The Fighting Knights had a 1-stroke lead after the first round, but a pesty second round dropped the Blue and Whites' lead. Lynn battled back to finish as the tournament's runner-up with a 3-round score of 868. Lynn is back in action at the Bobcat Intercollegiate March 16th and 17th. Baseball won back-to-back non-region games last week over Felician and Southern New Hampshire. The Fighting Knights' 7-3 win over Southern New Hampshire's Penman came as head coach Rudy Garbelosa's 450th career win. The Fighting Knights then traveled to Florida Tech, where they lost the Sunshine State Opener Series 1-2 to the Panthers. Lynn returns to action on Wednesday, March 11th against Northwood at 3 p.m. and will host Eckerd for a conference series this weekend, Friday and Saturday. Men's tennis won 3 straight matches over the last week, defeating Flagler, Division I Duquesne, and Lewis. Danny Riggs defeated Lewis's top player and the number 2 player in Division II, and earned Sunshine State Conference Player of the Week accolades for going 3-0 in singles that week. Lynn then dropped to defending NAIA National Champ Georgia Gwinnett 5-2 on Tuesday, and will return to play with the home match against Northwood of Michigan on Wednesday at 5 p.m. Women's tennis improved its record to 11-1 over the past week with a victory on the road at Flagler and 3 home wins over Division I Duquesne, Lewis, and defending NAIA National Champs Georgia Gwinnett. Lynn will host ASA College on Friday at 3 p.m. before traveling to Embry-Riddle on Saturday. Men's lacrosse won its first game at Bobby Campbell Stadium on Friday night in a 17-5 victory over Emmanuel. Anthony Rayon became the program's all-time leading scorer as he notched 5 goals in the win. Lynn returned to Bobby Campbell on Monday for a 20-11 win over Ohio Valley. The Fighting Knights set program records in most goals in a game, most players who scored in a game, ground balls, and assists in a game. Lynn then played Coker in a back-and-forth battle on Tuesday afternoon. The Fighting Knights erased a 4-goal deficit to force overtime, but fell in their first sudden death period in program history, 11-10, moving to 3-2 overall. Lynn travels to Atlanta this weekend for a pair of neutral site games against North Greenville and Young Harris. Log on to LynnFightingKnights.com or follow us on Twitter to stay updated. Last but certainly not least, our men's basketball team went 1-1 in the Sunshine State Conference Tournament this past week. They defeated Florida Tech in overtime to advance to the semifinals, where they lost to top-ranked Florida Southern. They're going dancing for the first time in 10 years after earning the number 6 seed in the South Region Tournament. The Fighting Knights will take on Alabama Huntsville, the number 3 seed, at noon on Saturday in Lakeland, Florida. Well, fans, that's all I've got for you this week. Make sure you log on to LynnFightingKnights.com to stay updated on the latest news, scores, and statistics. Until next time, I'm Olivia Coiro, and go Fighting Knights!